Hello everyone! This next game is a very famous chess miniature, one of the most famous I would say. It was played by one of the greatest Slovenian grandmasters, Albin Planinc. And Planinc was a really strong guy. He, 2 years prior to this game, in 1973, he shared first place with Tigran Petrosian in Amsterdam's IBM Challenge, ahead of Boris Spassky. And this game he's playing against the Armenian grandmaster Rafael Vaganian. And it's a really nice game. It really shows how a simple greedy decision to grab a pawn can really make the game take a wrong turn. So let's see the game. Vaganian is white and Planinc is black. d4, knight to f6, c4, c5, the Benoni, but Vaganian plays knight to f3. So we have c captures on d4, knight captures on d4, and e6. Knight to c3, bishop to b4, knight d to b5, black castles, a3, bishop captures on c3, knight captures on c3, and now d5. And white plays bishop to g5, adding pressure to the center. Planinc plays h6, we have bishop captures on f6, queen captures on f6, and now c captures on d5. E captures on d5, and this is kind of the critical position of the game. Okay, white has a chance to win a pawn here, but his king is still on e1, and he should really consider not becoming materialistic here. And the computer could probably get away with grabbing this pawn, but for a human this is pretty hard to play. But nevertheless, both of them are really sharp tactical players, and they enjoy, sharp lines, so he plays queen captures on d4. And the Planinc plays rook to d8. Okay. We have queen to f3, offering the exchange of queens, and Planinc plays queen to b6, now attacking this b2 pawn. And Vaganian defends correctly, rook to d1. And now this pawn cannot be taken, as this rook is attacked on d8. So Planinc captures the rook captures on d1, and knight captures on d1, now protecting that b2 pawn. We have knight to c6, nicely developing. Queen to e3, again offering the trade of queens, but Planinc simply plays knight to d4. We have queen to e8 check, king to h7, and okay, it seems like black has some troubles here. He can't really develop the bishop, and if he can't develop the bishop, he can develop the rook as well. So white simply plays e3 to kick the knight and prepare to develop himself, but Planinc plays knight to c2 check. We have king to d2. And this is a very nice move by Planinc, as now he shows that the bishop can indeed be developed. He plays bishop to f5, and this is a very nice move. It defends the knight on c2, so the king cannot capture it. And he's really not leaving white with any choice. If the queen moves and doesn't capture the rook, then simply rook to d8 check, and it will be over quickly. So queen captures on a8 is pretty much forced, so a nice rook sacrifice. And here Planinc plays queen to d6, and it's really hard for white to choose his next move. And if white were to play something like king to e2, then it's actually a forced mate in 9 moves. After queen to d3 check, king to f3, we have queen captures on d1 check, bishop to e2, knight to d4 check, king to f4, knight captures on e2 with check, king back to f3, knight to d4 check again, it's a double check from the knight and the queen, king to f4, and now the queen pushes the king further, queen to g4 check, king to e5, queen to e4 check, king to d6, queen to c6 check, king to e7, queen to d7 check, king to f8, and now simply knight to e6 is checkmate. So obviously Vaganian saw this, and after queen to d6 he played king to c1. But now Planinc has also a very nice idea, knight to a1. And the threat is knight to b3 checkmate. And if white were to play this correctly, he should have played something like bishop to c4 maybe. And although black is better here, he could have prolonged the game, some more moves. But Vaganian played queen captures on b7 to protect checkmate with the queen. And of course, black's next move is completely obvious. He plays queen to c6 check, and the game is over. If the queen captures the queen, then well, it's pretty straightforward. Knight to b3 is checkmate as planned. And well, only other move than to capture the queen would be to block this check with the knight or with the bishop, and then, well, and then lose a whole queen. So after this very nice queen to c7 check idea, Rafael Vaganian resigned, and well, thus this great miniature was born. I do hope you enjoyed this game. It's a very nice final position with these two queens staring at each other, one square with no squares apart, and yeah, I do hope you enjoyed it. As usual, you can check two of my previous videos here, and thank you all for watching, and I'll see you soon.